friends, what's up? Today's video I'm gonna do a Q&A. I told you, I think it was in my last video, that I'm gonna do one every month or so just because I find them fun and I think you guys really like them too. So I asked you guys on Instagram, I asked you guys on Snapchat to send me some questions. It's been about 20 minutes or so, so I'm gonna go in and start reading the questions and answering them, and yeah, we'll just chill for a bit. Do you regret dyeing your hair a lot? Okay, so I know to you guys it may seem like I probably regret it, and I don't regret dyeing my hair like the certain colors I did, but I regret not watching it carefully, if that makes sense. Like when I was dyeing my hair red just by myself, my hair was super healthy, like it was super nice, and then like eventually I think I just got too cocky, like oh my god, my hair is always gonna stay healthy, or like it's just never gonna get damaged, and then I kind of just like took too many risks all at one time. So that's the only thing I regret doing. But other than that, like even right now, because I have the blonde hair and like sometimes I have that the brown wig, I still gravitate towards colors. Like I would still really like my hair to be a color, like a blue or red or like anything like that, just what I like on myself. I find it very creative. What's the most important life lesson that will always stick and be of value for the rest of your life? Life lesson, oh my god, I don't even feel like I've learned enough about life. But one thing that like always sticks with me now is that no matter what happens, I know everybody says no matter what happens, family comes first, which is true. I'm not saying anything against that, but what I have learned, or what I feel like is gonna stay true to me for like probably the rest of my life, is that no matter what happens, you are the only one that has your own back. Even though, of course, I have a loving family. I'm not bashing anything, but I'm just saying in general, like you are the only person that has your own back. So like if you're feeling depressed, or if you're feeling sad, or if you're feeling angry about something, yeah, sure, like family can help, or like a close person can help you get over it, but the only person that can actually get over it internally is yourself. You can't really rely on others. The one thing that I've been running with for the past year or so and trying to work on is just like trying not to be too attached to someone helping me, like someone making me feel better, or someone like, oh, I'm sad, come help me make me feel better, if you guys know what I mean. I'm just trying to make myself be that person. I don't know. That's my life lesson. I don't know if that answers the question. Will the color of your brows fade with time or remain like this? So for you guys that don't know, I got my eyebrows microbladed a few days ago, and they are very dark right now. Like if you watched my last video that I posted, it was a makeup tutorial, and that was when my brows were literally less than 24 hours done. So they're still very dark. Now what is gonna happen is that they're gonna start scabbing, and then once the scabs fall off, it will lighten a lot. And I'm trying to take progress pictures for you guys every other day, because I'm gonna put them all together, just so if you are somebody that wants to get microblading done, you can see the progress and how they lighten. So yeah, they will definitely lighten. Why don't you do fashion videos? I guess that's a good question. I don't know why I don't do fashion videos. I don't know if you guys know that I have no fashion sense, or at least like I've been trying to like venture out and stuff, but I can do fashion videos. Like I buy so many clothes. Like I just got an order in from Fashion Nova, and like I try to buy cute clothing to like wear out, but I never end up wearing it out because I have nowhere ever to go, and everywhere I go I can wear sweatpants and stuff. So if you guys want fashion videos, you guys can leave them down below. I can do maybe try on hauls and just show you guys how clothes look on me. I have the most fun watching try on hauls, so maybe I can do that. Do you fall for people easily? No. I'm a very standoffish person. Like it takes me a solid, you guys, I'm not even shitting you, like it takes me a solid year to like actually not trust someone as a friend, but to like warm up to them. It's so weird because I'm just like, I think I'm just like a very standoffish person. Like I don't like new people in my life, so someone has to be like consistently in my life for a year in order for me to like be like, okay, well clearly this person's gonna stick around, or you know, clearly this person is meant to stick around, and then I'll like warm up to them. That actually is what happened with Sana. If you guys don't know the whole story, like I absolutely hated her at first for no reason. I can admit this. I absolutely hated her for no reason. And the one thing that she did that was really good, and she still does this now sometimes if I'm angry or something, she just like sticks around. Like she'll just like squeeze her little butt in there, and like eventually you have to be like, ugh, fine, I'll talk to you and I'll like you. Did the microblading brows hurt? I can do a whole separate video once again, like I told you guys, but I will answer some questions that are coming up. So no, actually, if you guys have ever gotten your eyebrows threaded, the microblading literally feels like you're getting your eyebrows threaded, but a little bit less pain. Like you don't feel that pinch of when your eyebrows are being pulled out. You just feel like the little scraping. It does not hurt at all. Like there was no point in that session where I was like, ouch, stop. Like I didn't even say ouch once. It was not painful. One language you would like to learn? I would love love to learn Arabic and Spanish. What's the reason of you not having friends? I think I've addressed this before. It's not that I don't have friends. I have friends, but the friends that I have are people that I've known for, I want to say, 10 plus years. It's rare for me to let someone new into my life. So everybody that I have, like Manal, who's at Manal on Instagram, and she's also Wake Up and Makeup. I've known her since high school, so that goes like way back. I have Senna, which she's obviously my brother's wife. Another friend that I've known for since I was 4 years old, which you guys have never been introduced to, but I've known her for since I was 4. So that's like a 22-year relationship, you know, a friendship. I have friends in my life, but they're just, I don't have new friends in my life. I just don't feel like I need new people in my life. If like a new friend just pops into my lap, hell yes, I'll be all about it, but I'm not like actively looking for friendship, you know? This sounds so weird. Are you gonna come to the UK anytime soon? Okay, so if I really want to be honest with you guys, I 100% want to come back to the UK. I was actually thinking of coming in July or like early August. I'm still trying to see if I can plan something because I loved London so much. Like I tell you guys all this time, I want to move there, so I'm gonna see if I can work something else. Are you a sweet or salty food type of person? Okay, so I'm a sweet type of person, but at the same time, I'm also a salty type of person. Like, if I have a lot of sweet, I then need something salty to, like, combat the sweet. And then when I have that salty thing, I need to have something sweet to combat the salty. So, like, it's a very steep downward spiral that I go through sometimes because I go back and forth, chips and chocolate, chips and chocolate, chips and chocolate. And then, so I end up, I would say I'm a both kind of person. Okay, so if you ever killed someone and needed a lawyer, but you can only hire one of your brothers, who would that be and why? This is a good question. So if I had to hire a lawyer and it could only be one. Oh my god, you guys, this is such a tough one because Osama is a very like organized, he's person, he can learn shit, like he is good at arguing, he's like good. But UZAIR also is very passionate and like he also, I mean, if both of them knew they had to save my life from going to jail for the rest of my life, they would have worked their ass off. But I would say Osama only because Osama emotionally can control himself more. UZAIR and I run off emotions a lot. Like we are very emotional people, so like it's like our reactions a lot of times are based on how we're feeling, whereas I feel like Osama can kind of control that, so I would pick Osama. Do you speak French? And if so, can you say a few phrases? Bonjour, je m'appelle Laiba, comment t'appelles-tu? And then I know how to say croissant, and I know how to say je ne comprends pas. And I know how to say, I think that's all I know how to say. What's your hidden talent? I can rap to almost all the Tupac songs. What else is my hidden talent? That's it. Have you or your family ever experienced racism or Islamophobia? Great question. I personally haven't, but Osama has. You guys all know when 9/11 happened, it was, you know, Osama's name was a huge deal, and at that time he did go through a bunch of stuff in school because of it. That's not my story to tell, that's his if he ever wants to talk about it, but yes. Can you do a mukbang where you just talk shit? Thanks. Oh my god, you guys don't understand how much I love that comment because I've been trying to do one of those with UZAIR for the longest time, and we both are like, honestly, we talk so much shit. People already hate us for our taste test videos that like, I'm just gonna do it now because I think we're gonna have so much fun. Weight update. What is your weight now? I think the last time I told you guys my weight was at like 137, or maybe I didn't tell you guys. I just told you guys I gained 15 pounds. So the heaviest that I was 137, which was around, I want to say like February is when I checked at 137, and I'm now 127. I'm about 10 pounds lighter now. What is the biggest accomplishment you made in life? Not to get into too personal details, but my biggest accomplishment for sure would be as a family, like as my brothers and I, obviously as young kids, we saw my parents working their asses off, like working so hard just so we could have a good education here and have a good way of life and all that stuff. And we always wanted to like make it to a point where like they didn't have to work and they didn't have to worry and all this stuff. So I would definitely say that my biggest accomplishment would be to fulfilling that dream of ours. Like now I would hope my parents don't have to stress anymore because we can take care of them and all all that stuff. You know, you guys can fill in the blanks. How do you not feel tired, fainty, thirsty after a workout while fasting? I do. I get thirsty. I mean, when you go for a run while you're fasting, it's like the worst thing ever. I get super thirsty and I get super lightheaded, but what keeps me going is like my goal. And also you have to understand it gets better each day. Like your body is definitely not used to it, so it's adjusting. So if you do, like, you don't have to go for a run. My mom goes for walks instead because she can't take the intensity of running, but there's no secret. I just like, this is what I like. I love working out. It's like my way of getting a lot of my aggression out. I'm a very aggressive person by nature, and I find working out a way to kind of like release a lot of that tension that I have. There's so many beauty bloggers out there, and it's very competitive. What do you have to say to the people that want to start a blog but are scared of competition? Look, don't go into anything by thinking that you are in competition with someone else. Like, don't ever do that. It could be with anything. It could be a relationship. It could be your line of work. It could be going to the gym. It could be anything. That's your first mistake, and that's what's gonna make you not do the best you can, because you're always gonna be comparing yourself with others. Go into something thinking that, okay, today I'm gonna do this and tomorrow I'll be better, or this week I'm gonna do this and next week I'm gonna be better. Not because I'm competing with someone else, but because I'm competing with my old self. So I still do this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I don't compare myself to people. I do all the time, but I don't take it as a jealousy form. I take it as motivation. I take it as, oh, I could get there. And if you're scared of competition, that's always gonna bring you back. Like, going into something with fear is like the worst. I think after overthinking, fear is the next worst thing, because it stops you from doing things that you love. So if you are somebody that wants to start this blogging thing, stay true to yourself, be your own person. It's gonna take you a little bit of time to figure out who that is, like, on social media, but once you do, you run with it and don't even worry about the other people. Have you gotten any actual rishtas you have been interested? Good question. And no, I've never gotten an actual like proposal, whether it's to my parents or just to myself. Like, I've never gotten an actual proposal where I was like actually interested and gave it some thought. Have you ever hid a situation from your dad? My dad knows about it now, but like I'm not gonna tell you guys the whole story, but there were times in high school when UZAIR or Osama or I would get into a lot of trouble, and my mom obviously would know, but my mom was like the real OG. Like, she always took our side. But there were times when we had to hide it from my dad, like about why we're not in school or why we're not going to school today and stuff. I would blame that on, like, my moms are the real MVP, you guys. Moms are always out here saving their child's lives, even though they are just as mad at you, but it's different. So yes, we definitely have hid stuff. I'm getting a lot of questions on my fat loss challenge, which, if you guys don't know, I did announce a new fat loss challenge. Here are some before and afters that you can see. It's $15. It's for 40 days. It's all done from home. You only need a skipping rope and all that stuff. I'll have the information linked down below if you guys want to go ahead and sign up. We start in about 2 weeks, so I'm really excited. So I'll have answers to all those questions in another upcoming video. I'm getting so many questions. Like, this is the most shocking amount of questions I've ever got on like my own line or my own merch and stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, I did think about it at one point, and then it just never like happened because I didn't know if that was the route I wanted to go. But I think it would be a good idea. I'll definitely look into it, but there's nothing in the works yet. What would my dream date be? Do you guys hear cheddar? My dream date, I don't know, because I have no idea. That's just a good question, but maybe you guys can leave me what your dream date would be, and then that way I can start imagining things up here, because there's nothing in my head about it. Why don't you want a wedding? You've mentioned this a bunch of times, that you will not have a big wedding like your brother, and I just am curious as to why. And I've told you guys this a bunch of times, I just haven't like explained myself. So the best way for me to put this is that so as a child, like as a young girl, I know a lot of girls like grow up thinking about like their marriage and how they're gonna have this big grand wedding, and like how they're gonna just have this pretty dress and how they're gonna have all their family watching and all this stuff. And I literally never thought about it. I never thought about marriage or weddings or anything until like probably I was like 19 or something, because I just didn't care. I never planned it out. I never thought about it. It wasn't something that I was interested in back then. It still isn't something I'm interested in now, but yeah, I've just never wanted it. So obviously when my brother got married and he was doing all, like him and Senna were like organizing all this, in my head I was like, why are you guys guys, doing this. Like, I don't understand why we need to invite, obviously it's their wedding, so like whatever they did, it was a beautiful wedding, we had so much fun and stuff, but in my head, I don't see why I need to invite an auntie that I met maybe twice in my lifetime, and an uncle that I met maybe one time because he came over with one person, and I have to invite like hundreds of people that I don't even know when I only have 5 friends, and then just put on this show kind of for them. You know what I mean? It just like doesn't make sense to me. It's definitely not about money, but the amount of money that goes into planning such a big wedding, or just a general, like, you know, wedding that everybody does, I would rather put that into my honeymoon or some shit like that, because I would have a lot more fun spending that on traveling places with somebody that I'm married to, rather than spending it on people that like I don't even know that well, if that makes sense. And I've just never been about that life. Like, it's just never been a thought in my mind that I wanted. So if I do eventually get married, it's just gonna be like the closest people, and I'm just gonna straight sign the papers and like move on with life. I don't think I need anything else. I'm gonna have the closest people that I love and care for around me, and that's really all that matters. Yeah, it's not bashing any, I mean, everybody has a choice. This is what my choice is, and a lot of people in the last video were like, oh, you seem so stuck up, and like there's something called compromise, because what if the guy wants it? And like, I don't think throwing a big wedding party should be a huge factor in whether or not we're gonna get married, if you know what I mean. Like, that shouldn't be a reason as to why we're gonna get married. Like, oh, you don't want to throw a big wedding party, that means I can't marry you. It's just like, everybody has choices, and hopefully the like person I end up being with doesn't want a huge ass wedding too, and then it just works out, you know. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. Did you get your lips filled, and do you encourage lip filling? So no, I've never gotten any lip filler. I don't have any filler in my face. If I did, I would let you guys know, because I don't care to hide it. And I feel like if you're somebody that wants lip filler, you go for it. It's not something I'm against. It's just like whatever makes you feel good about yourself, you do it. Would you ever go back to Pakistan? I'll be completely honest, you guys, no. I would not probably go back to Pakistan. I think that was my last visit. Unless one thing that I do have in mind is if I'm ever traveling towards that side of the world, I might stop by in Pakistan for a few days to do meet and greets in like major cities and then leave. But as like a trip or as like a vacation, I don't think I will ever come back. Does it hurt when you smile because of the hole in your cheek? Oh my god, you guys, it's so funny, because I remember way back, I want to say in like grade 8 or something, some girl had asked me if it hurts to smile because I have a hole in my cheek. And no, it does not hurt to smile because of my dimples don't hurt, but that's a funny question. What color do you like best on you? The red. I think the red is me. You guys, if you follow me on Snapchat, I think for the past few days you will notice that I've been extra happy and stuff while I'm wearing this red wig, and it's because I feel like me again. Like, if it makes me feel really happy. So red for sure. When you went to Pakistan, why didn't you stay with your family? Good question. My family, I've mentioned this before, we live in Mirpurkhas, which is about a 6 or 7 hour drive from Karachi, and where I landed was in Lahore because I had to do some work in Lahore, and then you guys saw that my flight to Karachi got cancelled, so I was never able to even like go, and it's just easier for me to do a hotel situation because I can get up and go wherever I need, whereas I don't want to be a burden on other people having to stay at their house and just like disrupt their schedule, so it's just easier that way for me. What are your views on what will be of Earth in 1,000 years time? I'm pretty sure Qiyamah is gonna come before that, so I don't think Earth is gonna be around. If you had to choose a different breed of dog besides Cheddar, what would he be? I initially wanted a husky, and before I got Cheddar, and I was trying to look into huskies and stuff, but then I realized that they're massive, and I realized that my mom would probably die, so I had to go with a smaller breed, and that was the poodle that Cheddar is. But I would definitely get a husky. I think if I was to get a next dog, I would get a big dog. You said once that your mom got possessed. Please tell us about that. I actually don't know the whole story because she still sometimes doesn't tell me the whole story, but I will do like a video with her and make her tell you guys what happened. She would like wake up with like snakes and shit in her bed or something like that. Don't quote me, but something along that line. Do you want to marry a Pakistani or Canadian guy? Do you mean like Pakistani as in someone who lives in Pakistan? If you mean someone who lives in Pakistan, that's a definitely no-no. But in terms of like what kind of race or what kind of ethnicity or what kind of whatever country I want to marry, that don't matter to me. I'm down for whatever. Things you can't stand. Do you want the short list or do you want the long list? Because I can give you a bunch of things. Things I can't stand. I can't stand when people chew and you can hear them chew. I can't stand, and this is like a really irrational, like not a proper one, but I don't like people touching me. I don't like people in my personal space. I don't like it. Even at the gym, like even if it's one person next to me, I start like freaking out because I like to be alone. Number 3, I don't like when people are dishonest. I feel like if you're friends or if you're like just somebody in someone's life, I feel like you can save so much more time if you're honest, because you go in like this big circle of dishonesty, and then like the honest truth is in the middle. So eventually you're gonna go in this big circle and come back in the middle, and you're gonna waste all this time when you could have just been honest from the get-go. You know what I mean? I also can't stand, I think 3 is good. I think 3 is good. Do you prefer Starbucks or Tim Hortons? So I know I told you guys that I don't like coffee, but recently I've been having coffee. I've been having iced coffee from Tim Hortons. So definitely Tim Hortons. Unless you guys tell me that the Starbucks iced coffee is better, because then I can go try that. But so far, Tim Hortons. What country do you want to visit next? Australia is on my list. I want to go to Greece, and I also want to go to Japan. Those are my top 3 next. In honor of International Donut Day, what is your favorite donut? Ha ha ha. Joke's on you, because you don't know that I absolutely hate donuts. What is the worst fight you've had? Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it off here, and you guys can let me know what else you want to know. So the worst fight that I've ever had was, not worst fight, the one that got the most like consequences, I guess, was in high school, and we got into a fight, and the cops were involved, and people got charged, and it was fun times. Fun times. I don't know if you guys want to know the story. I have to see if the brothers would be down to tell that story with me, because it is an interesting one, and I feel like slowly you guys will see that there's not just like only a cute side to me. There's like this hidden, aggressive, evil, some people would call it gross side, but I love it, and it's me. I'm gonna leave this video at this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sending in all your questions. I hope I answered them, and yeah, what did I tell you guys to do? In the comments below, leave me like your dream date, because I want to start fantasizing about that, you know? Okay, bye.